Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today we're going to talk about a different subject. It's kind of cool outside, down to 29, but we're going to talk about a little self-sufficiency and raising your own chickens, whether it's for eggs or for meat production. A few things that you need to consider whenever you're doing it. One thing that's important if you have chickens and raising them now. Most people, they just put more water in their water, and that's good enough for them. But you don't drink out of a dirty glass. You always wash your glass and you get it clean. Now, granted, this isn't going to be as clean as the glass or dishes that you have in your house, but it is important to take the time to clean up your water. You don't want algae that can grow in there, can produce alcohol, and so you want to kind of clean up the dirt and stuff that gets up in there. Yes, chickens can drink dirty water. I mean, if they was out in the wild, they would. But if you want good quality eggs, you want good quality care for your chickens. And this is one of my routines, normally every couple of days, sometimes in the summer every day, because I have two of these waters. And it's hard to clean them completely. There's always a little bit of algae that stays, but in the wintertime or these cooler months, I don't have as much problem because when I use this, I'll take and put a new one out and let the old one dry. It doesn't take a few minutes, but like I say, and then we just fill this up. This is daily routine for every other day. All right, we have the fresh water in. Now, the next chore is we give them a treat. Now, we have a bunch of watermelons that they got frostbite before they could ripen, and so they're kind of starting to ripen. But as you can see, the chickens, they just love eating those seeds and eating that watermelon. They'll clean them down to the rind. Now, we moved these chickens yesterday, and you can see they've eaten some on this grass. We give them about 4 cups of chops, as I would call it. They call it cracked corn. I don't want my chicken to be on crack. But anyway, you can't buy organic chops, so we have to actually grind those, and I might show that in another video. But for those that haven't seen our setup here, we have this chicken tractor, 7 feet wide, and it's 13 feet long. It has a tongue on the front that we can hook to our ATV. We have a little hitch here, and every 2 days, sometimes 1 day, just depends on how bad the grasses and stuff from to eat. But we have these wheels and have jacks, and we've made this to where we can just jack this up. We've got solid rubber tires, which we don't have to worry about coming out here and putting air into them. Now, this has been, I don't know if it's been quite a year or a little longer. Now, inside, we have supplemental heat, and we have light that comes on a little bit in the morning, none at night. We have an automatic feeder. We have chickens. They don't like to be watched when they're laying eggs, but we have 4 nests here. It works out good. And we've got a roosting area up here, and every so often we'll collect this chicken litter, and then we bag it up and we'll let it set for roughly about a year. But this is, there's no medication. Oops, I think I'm making the chicken upset. She's gonna go out, but she needs some anyway. We have a timer. This light just comes on about 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and it stays on for a few hours. We have a thermostatic controlled plug here. Now, we used to have one that would come on at a lower temperature, but I think maybe 35 and go up to 45 when we changed it to this one. Now, this one will come on at 38 and it goes off at 50. Now, the thing about this heat, a lot of people will tell you don't have to have heat for your chickens. And that's true, but you don't have to have heat for yourself, but you do warm your house and climate control it. So we want to minimize any stress on them in colder weather. Egg production is going to go down quite a bit more in the cool months, especially if they're having to fight freezing or below freezing conditions. But anyway, we have a flap at the front. Right now it's just dropped down. In the summertime it's completely open to let a lot of heat out. In the last night it got down to 29, but we just dropped it down. But if it's going to be below freezing, it wasn't supposed to be but 36 last night. So normally when it gets that cold, we would actually close it off. But they still have enough heat that even if it's leaking out, they'd be all right. It didn't get cold enough in here with their body heat for the light to come on, which is, like I say, it only comes on when they get really cold. But we have a 6-inch thing here now. You can see this is off the ground a little bit. Normally when we get finished, of course, we moved this in the dark yesterday before the farmer's market, but we'll just push that down. We haven't had a problem with any predators. We used a 1/2-inch hardware cloth, which works good. And we'll just have this 6-inch barrier all the way around, and it really works good. We've seen where snakes have shed their skin, you know, within 30 feet of the chicken tractor and never had a problem. But this way we ensure they can scratch around, they can get bugs, they can get the different grass they want. Now we do feed them supplemental, like you see the watermelon, and we give them greens. Now this is what they've left of, we had some Chinese cabbages going to seed and some bok choy, and we give them that. We've got some more that we give. We plant a lot of extra, and with this idea that some's going to go to seed, and even if it don't, if we have a whole lot of extra, we'll bring them some. But you can see on these watermelons, they've pretty much cleaned up the rind. We have to come behind though and pick up. But you can see this was where they were a couple days ago. This is where they were a couple days before that. And then up here on this flat spot was where they were a few days before that. So you can see it recovers good. They fertilize while they're there. This area has been used all last winter. We've got some good grass over here. We've got outlets, and we'll just connect another 100-foot extension cord, and we'll come and go over this way so we can get them into some of this winter grass that's coming on. But this is one of the important things as far as if you're going to have chickens, you need to plan to take care of them. If you're just buying normal feed, I know I checked the ingredients on the laying pellets, just your standard laying pellets. They use BHA as a preservative, which is a known carcinogen. Now, I don't know how much needs, but well, good morning, Henry. But for sure, that stuff is going to be transferred through that bird, and we don't know how much it would get into the eggs. So when you are going to raise chickens, it's best, and it's not that much more expensive. It does cost more, but it's not that much more expensive to do it without GMO foods and going organic. If the feed is double the price, we sell our extra eggs that we get, and right now we'll get anywhere from 7 to a dozen a day. Just depends on how they're laying. Some of our chickens are older. We've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 that's older chickens in there, and they might not lay as good. Our new ones that we got this year are doing a good job of laying. But anyway, that's how it goes. I would show you hooking up, but it's not no big thing. It's one of those deals that it's easy enough if you're going to do it. Now, we built this chicken tractor ourselves. We made it really sturdy and heavy, but you can make a lot lighter weight one. We did one for my daughter that was a lot simpler and lighter weight that she uses. But anyway, to be self-sustainable and to have good quality food, you want to make the effort. You can just throw stuff together. You can halfway treat your livestock, and you can end up with the same stuff that you're going to get in the store. And if you want to get it in the store, why go through all the trouble? Down here we have an old bread pan. We use grit, little crushed granite pieces, and we use crushed oyster shell. That gives them supplement on calcium and gives them the necessary grit that they need in their gizzard so that they can grind a lot of things like the corn and such as that. But if you want to see more videos on growing, preserving, self-sustaining lifestyle, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and select all so you'll make sure you get notified. And give her a big thumbs up. Enjoy that life out in the country.